Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Capricorn January 8, 2023. There's a new and necessary focus on your emotional wellness and need for personal time these days. However, yesterday's full moon can bring light to a work or health matter that needs attention. There can be a turning point related to your work, routines, habits, or health, and it's a good idea to pay special attention to various clues or hunches. Motivation to make improvements may come from a frustrating moment or realization. This is a great time to acknowledge the voice within that reminds you to take better care of yourself. Correcting imbalances typically only happens in stages, making it a good idea to muster up patience. While it's not a great time to make big decisions or changes, it's important to acknowledge the feelings that emerge today and make a plan for better meeting your needs going forward. You could be finding alternative ways to deal with problem areas that turn out to be highly effective. A particularly sweet and romantic full moon is upon you. The energy has been building for several days and will continue to do so for many ones ahead. This lunation will energize the beaches of the zodiac sign of Cancer, one of the most sensitive and romantic zodiac signs of all. This will put you in the mood for love. However, it will also activate your solar house of employment and responsibilities, so you could notice that you're quite busy on the job at this time, as well. Don't worry, though. If you are willing to work on time management, you'll have plenty of time for pleasure and magic, too. What have you maneuvered in your work life over the past 6 months? You may have intuitively navigated your habits and routines at work while figuring out what best worked for your needs during this time. It could have even been a period where you could have been looking for a new position as well. Now that the domicile full moon in Cancer is here to close this lunar cycle, ask yourself what you need to feel emotionally secure with your work life. Let go of anything that no longer serves you. The moon's first visit to your work sector for the year is also the first since Jupiter left your work sector and the last before the asteroid Juno, the queen of commitment, leaves next week. With the moon drawing closer to a friendly aspect to both planets in your income sector before leaving tomorrow, as the first full moon of 2023, this is already giving income, work, and career matters a boost. The most effective measure of a healthy diet is how well you sleep. The quality of rest you enjoy has to do with how finely tuned your body is. What you eat affects your ability to exercise and relax. Take the time to notice how your body digests what you eat. Red meat is difficult to digest, leafy greens are easy to digest. Get familiar with the spectrum and start treating your body the way you would a finely tuned instrument. A master builder such as you should thrive on a day like this. As you are aware, to build a sturdy building you need to first lay down a strong foundation. On a day like today, that is exactly the approach to family that is called for. Take a few moments to reflect on the family moments that molded who you are, and then realize the impact you have on the family you are building in your own life. Build things the way you know are best. Just days into your new professional year, the first full moon of 2023 falls in your work sector today but could have implications across the income, work, and career fronts. A friendly aspect to the South Node in your career sector today and to both planets in your income sector before leaving tomorrow is going to energize or act as a catalyst across the board. With no planetary activity in your work sector, the moon is working to make its first visit for the year count. In between the moon's departure from your romantic sector yesterday and its return to your relationship sector tomorrow, this is an important point in any month for holding on to the spirit of romance. Not only can your relationships wait until tomorrow, but the romantically charged lunar vibes of the last few days have also added extra fuel to Mars' final days in retrograde motion while the doors are still open to the past and second chances. Our eyes in the sky. Cancer moon brings all of its emotions to our consciousness. We are releasing old feelings as we move into a new year, and we could have a lot of tears to shed. It might hurt while we're doing it, but the process of letting go and managing one's heart means embracing such growing pains in order to move forward in life. You must react calmly to any jibes or provocation from the people you know. If you feel deceived, be careful in whom you confide. You tend to weigh each word too carefully and overreact to the slightest criticism. You should deal only with those who don't take your mood too seriously and know how to handle it. Resting will make you feel better. Personal relationships don't always run according to plan. Turbulent situations crop up again and again, requiring all your energy. Smaller arguments and conflicts seem to be pre-programmed. Keep calm and deal with this turmoil in a relaxed fashion. It doesn't have to be a spa package. If health is what you're longing for, even just a long hot bath, relaxing music, and a good book can do the trick. It's time for you to focus on your health and learn to weigh up healthy choices against the potential damage caused by overeating, alcohol consumption, and smoking. In the morning, the Cancer moon squares off with Chiron in Aries, forcing a confrontation with suppressed pain. We obviously don't want to go about our lives feeling weak or vulnerable. So, when we encounter triggering situations, we are more likely to bypass them, ignore them, or claim we will address them later when we are in a better place. The issue is that we cannot get to the better place without having the necessary confrontation. By putting it off, we continue to perpetuate the cycle of trauma. Today, acknowledge the wound. You may not be able to resolve it now, but at least you won't do yourself a disservice by sweeping it under the rug. You're feeling vulnerable and it is easy for somebody to mislead you, so be careful to avoid making any hasty decisions. It's certainly better to put your energies into things which give you pleasure but don't wear you out. Otherwise, unintended actions simply lead to you becoming weary and exhausted. Go along with any sympathetic suggestions your partner makes. Mid-afternoon, the Cancer full moon brings to fruition intentions set during the December 23rd Capricorn new moon. The enterprising new moon brought goals for the new year into focus. Yet yesterday's full moon communicates that magic cannot be made manifest in the external world without equal priority being given to our emotional well-being. Self-mastery is not only about negotiating reality, but about listening to our intuition and instincts. At this time, we realize that our feelings are not a threat to our success. They are an invaluable barometer for personal safety and security while navigating experience. Yesterday's full moon asks us to return to our personal center, reminding us that vulnerability is not a weakness, but a strength. The moon additionally sextiles Uranus in Taurus, intimating that serendipitous encounters will facilitate important wake-up calls. Progress and advancement have different definitions depending on who we talk to. Ultimately, it is up to us to choose the path that will engender our own happiness, even if it is an unorthodox one. The moon also opposes retrograde Mercury, suggesting that reflection and introspection are a better use of our time than explaining our logic to others now. You owe no one an explanation for your choices.